Hello, everybody. Adelaja here. I want to continue my teaching on the series that I've been doing for about a month now. We are continuing it. It is understanding suicide, mass shooting, and depression. And today I've made the point several days ago that depression could lead to hallucination, and that hallucination is a form of schizophrenia that is when depression is not well dealt with, could lead to suicide, because when somebody commits suicide, he's been hearing some voices. Hallucination is when you hear voices, especially schizophrenia. You hear voices and then the voices push you to go and kill yourself or to go and kill other people. That's why you have mass shooting. But today, I want to talk about hallucination and tell people that it is not just, audio hallucination that exists when you hear voices, but that there are different kind of hallucinations. And one of them is only audio hallucination, but there are different types of hallucinations that we are going to be talking about today. So the first type of hallucination I want to talk about is the visual hallucination. Again, let me explain to you what hallucination is. Hallucination is when you have perception that something is happening to you, around you, and then, but there is no stimuli, no stimulus around, nothing is really happening. For example, in this case of visual hallucination, you are seeing things all around you, and but in the real sense, nothing is happening, nobody is there. A lot of people, Christians, would think that these are demons and evil spirits. Not always, and it's just a disorder, a schizophrenic disorder. So that could be as a result of different kind of things. It could be as a result of depression. It could be as a result of stress. It could be as a result of big distress. It could be as a result of drinking or drugs. It could be as a result of different things. It could even be as a result of dementia or headache, sickness, migraine, or different kind of reasons could be for it. But when you are seeing something that nobody else is seeing and it's not really there in the real sense, that is what we call visual hallucination. So let me talk about the next form of hallucination that we have, which is let me first of all, before I talk about the next form of hallucination, let's talk about this visual hallucination, because some people in churches are actually hallucinating, but people think they're prophets and that they are getting revelation. So when people are seeing pictures all the time, because when it is revelation and a vision, it's just like a splash, it's just like a flash, it's just very short seconds that it happens. But when you are seeing panorama as if you are dreaming, and the only thing you are seeing is pictures, as if you are in a film, as if you are in a cinema or dreaming, and you are seeing a whole panorama of events like in a dream. Well, I'm afraid that that might not be a vision anymore. It might be panoramic hallucination or visual hallucination, like you are dreaming. Well, that is not revelation. That is not God that is revealing some things to you. It could be as a result of hallucination, and people need to take those kind of things serious, much more serious than just saying it is revelation or some kind of gift that is working in a person. Well, so the next form of hallucination that we want to talk about, is, of course, is the popular one, the auditory hallucination, which is when people hear voices. That is the only one people know, and the schizophrenia. But hallucination is much more than that. So these are the common ones. People see things, people hear things. But when it comes to hearing voices or auditory hallucination, it's not only about hearing voices, but it also could be hearing things. It could be, you could be hearing as if somebody is whistling, or it could be hissing. or sounds like somebody is in the room when nobody is really there, but nobody is actually hissing, but you feel like somebody is hissing, somebody whistling, somebody making some sounds that are not. So auditory hallucination is connected to sounds. It could be any kind of sounds like that. So, but that is the most common one, and like I said, it could be as a result of some form of disorder or some tragedy in life. It could be as a result of bipolar. It could be as a result of dementia. It could be as a result of mental condition. It could be as a result of depression, but it could also be as a result of stress or distress or situation that are overwhelming to people. Sometimes it actually could be as a result of loss, bereavement, when somebody died in the family and you begin to hear their voice, and that is because you are so overwhelmed by it, and it's like you are hearing their voice and they are talking to you all the time. I'm sorry, that could be auditory hallucination right there. It's not really the person. It could happen that you have a vision of the person who died or hear their voice one time, short situation, but when it's already constant all the time, that is hallucination right there, guys. There is another form of hallucination. So you know the two most common form of hallucination now, auditory and visual. Now there is another kind of hallucination that many people are not familiar with, and this is the olfactory hallucination, or they call it sometimes phantosmia hallucination. But olfactory is from the throat. It's like from nose, from this connection, the throat, nose, that whole area. Olfactory smell is from the word smell. Olfactory is when you are smelling something that does not exist, or it's called phantosmia. Phantosmia, when you are smelling something, most of the time it's something unpleasant. You are smelling as if somebody vomited somewhere there. So it's smelling like vomit. And there's nobody who vomited, nothing happened, nobody is smelling it. Or sometimes it could be smelling like urine, as if somebody urinated somewhere. And you are smelling it, but nobody is smelling it. That is hallucination right there. It is olfactory hallucination that you are experiencing. Sometimes it's like excretal or feces that is smelling, as if somebody went to the toilet where you are, and you are smelling it, but nobody else is smelling it. But that is also as a result of olfactory hallucination or phantosmia. Sometimes it could be, people could be smelling like smoke, as if someone is smoking, but nobody is really smoking. That is hallucination. It could be, somebody could actually be smelling it could be as if somebody is smelling rotten flesh, as if a flesh is rotting, but really, nothing is rotting and nobody else is feeling that. Only you alone is the one feeling it. And but it is also as a result of phantosmia. And so, but sometimes at times people smell pleasant things like a scent or perfume. So when it is in this, like in the form of scent or perfume, that's good for you, that is not such a crisis. That is, or like an aroma, well, that is good enough for you. That is not bad. But I must also say that this kind of hallucination, phantosmia or olfactory, is not always as a result of mental disorder or depression. It could be because of a virus, so you begin to hallucinate because of virus. It could be as a result of a trauma. It could be because of brain damage or brain tumor. It could be as a result of being exposed to some toxic substance. So this kind of, or it could be as a result of epilepsy. So things could happen in life. It's good for us not to victimize people and not to stigmatize them. Okay, the next form of hallucination is called tactile hallucination. Tact comes from skin. Tactile is when you feel that something is walking around your body, when you feel that something is touching you when nobody is touching you. So tactile is skin, something touching the skin, or something, a sense. When somebody senses something through in their body, in their skin, as if something is walking around your skin, or crawling on your body, or somebody's touched you. Any kind of touch that you feel without real physical presence or stimuli, that is what they call that's what they call tactile hallucination. So this is the kind of thing that opened my eyes to this problem when somebody came to me to pray for her, someone who came from overseas, from another country, England, and came here saying something is working in her body and it's a demon and evil spirit and things like that. But I began to study the subject, I discovered that no, it is not evil spirit. It's just a medical condition that the person was not going to agree with, because she's coming from Africa, where they have taught them that anything that's wrong with you is a demon. But it's actually a medical condition that the person could have been treated from. Well, the next form of hallucination is called gustatory. Gustatory, like from taste, right? Gustatory. Gustatory hallucination is when a person is tasting something, whereas he didn't eat anything. The thing is not even existing anywhere. But gustatory is you are feeling that your tongue is tasting this thing, but it's normally unpleasant. Like you are eating something, rotten food or rotten flesh, or something that is unpleasant. It could be associated with you eating something that is bad. So, but it's not that it's there. That is a sickness. That is hallucination. It's another form of hallucination. So it could be as a result of schizophrenia, but not always. It could be as a result of epilepsy too, or it could be as a result of some change in the organism, as a result of some stress or shock. So sometimes people like that feel as if everything they are eating is poisoned, even when they are not. There is no poison there, or whenever they drink, as if there is a poison in what they are drinking, and it's just it is the same thing. But sometimes they smell it. They smell as if this thing, they smell poison, or they smell some things, unpleasant things. It's as a result of schizophrenia, hallucination. So there is another form of hallucination which is called general somatic hallucination. General somatic is when you feel that your body generally is being dismembered, or what do you call it? Is it dismembered? Or there is a mutilation going on in your body, as if there is a disembowelment of your body, dismemberment of your body, mutilation of your body, as if your body is being cut into pieces, or as if some animals are crawling in you to eat you up, or snake, for example, as if animals have invaded your body, crawling into your stomach, mutilating, and causing a lot of disorder and pain, even though there is no stimuli. But this is also a form of hallucination. So there is a lot of things like this that happen that we need to just pay attention to, because these kind of things happen in churches all the time, and people look at them and say, well, we just cast out demons. But really, sometimes you just need to send those kind of people to the hospital and to give them some treatment. In some cases, there are some hallucination that they call musical ear syndrome, where somebody can hear perfect music and be able to produce them. And so those are some of the positive side of schizophrenia sometimes. Some people who are famous musicians, sometimes some of them are actually sick, and they got their gift from this kind of thing. So it's a disorder. It's a kind of disorder that people could experience, and it could happen to anyone. So we should stop stigmatizing people and demonizing people, and just know that we are all human, and there are human conditions that, doesn't depend. Nobody wants to be sick. That is just sickness that we need to learn to treat. So I think that's what I have to say about depression and type of hallucination. And that's why when those kind of hallucination comes, it leads people to want to commit suicide or to want to kill other people. Well, that's why we must treat depression on time before it gets to this stage. Thank you so much, everybody. If you have not yet joined my mentorship program, you can go to sundayadelajablog.com/mentorship. If you want to join us in Nigeria, you can go to sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria to get my books. And the book I recommend for this particular topic is I Am a Person and Am I a Personality? I'm a person, am I a personality? Please check the book out on Amazon or on Kindle Unlimited if you just want to read it for free. Or you could get it on dsabooksplanet.com, dsabooksplanet.com. Or you could write to my office, dsasbooks@gmail.com, dsasbooks@gmail.com. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you soon. Peace.